Okay, the Possum update. Yet another animal update from Google. Well, this one actually wasn't named by Google. The search industry as a whole came up with the name Possum. But the Possum update, what is it? It specifically addresses the map search portion. So it doesn't address the rest of search. If you were affected by Possum, it would only be the maps or the locations part of your search. So I have 5 points I want to cover about the Possum update. The first one is separating the maps algorithm and the organic algorithm. Possum really pushes those algorithms apart, and we find a stronger differentiator between what shows in maps versus what shows in organics. Back in the day, it was pretty muddled, a little more mixed. Now with Possum, very distinct algorithms. Point 2 is the location of the searcher. The location of where I am physically standing when I do the search plays a massive part in results, and that's gone up tremendously since Possum. So Google's gotten much more sophisticated about picking up the exact location of the searcher and serving the best result based on that location. And that makes sense. It's actually a really good update, I would say. Another one is outside of city limits or surrounding areas are getting included more often. So before Possum, the name of the city that you were in, the name of the city you were physically in, made a big impact. So if I, for instance, looked for plumbing companies in Frisco, I would get plumbing companies that physically were in Frisco, and it was less likely that I would get a plumbing company in a neighboring city, even if that plumbing company was the best result for me. But now Google's much more likely to pull in from surrounding cities or adjacent cities into that result if they're physically in good proximity and a good result. Maybe they have good user reviews and things like that. Another one is stricter filtering. So stricter filtering applies to a lot of businesses that maybe were trying to game the system a little bit by having locations that maybe weren't their headquarters or weren't their main location. Maybe they had a Regis office or something like that, or they were using their home address as their address. So Google's gotten much better at stricter filtering. And my last point is double location. So Google's gotten much better at filtering out a double location. So a lot of business owners, maybe they had a building that they could kind of split into two parts and have two different addresses and try to rank twice for the same search term. Google's gotten much better at identifying that. In fact, they're going all the way up to the business ownership information to identify. So some businesses, let's take an example, maybe somebody owns two buildings on the same street. They're two different addresses, but they're really the same business, even if they have different names, completely different names. Google can identify that through the business ownership information and will now only show one result. So your likelihood of getting two listings by naming your business two different things and trying to get two listings on search has gone down dramatically. So local search got a little more complicated. Just managing your citations is not enough anymore. We've come up with a strategy specifically for Possum to help our clients get better results with these new algorithm updates. If you'd like to learn more about our strategy and have that implemented for you, give me a call. Go to globerunner.com. We'd love to talk to you and come up with a strategy that fits your business needs.